Hey AnatoMy Smarties!
Today we're doing our last video project on our heart anatomy practical featuring Angie.
Enjoy! Anterior is the front of the heart. Posterior is the back of the heart. You can tell them apart because the left and right auricles, the ears, flop forward on the anterior side. You can tell which side is right and left because of the left side. It is right and left because the left side has thicker walls, whereas the right side has thinner walls. The right side brings circulated blood, whereas the left side brings deoxygenated.
This is the left atrium, the left ventricle, right atrium, right ventricle.
The heart undergoes two circulations, pulmonary and systemic. Pulmonary is when the blood travels to the lungs and back. That's why on the right side, the wall is thinner because it only goes to the lungs and back, compared to systemic where the left side has to be thicker because it pumps blood throughout the whole body. The deoxygenated blood travels through the right atrium, down into the right ventricle, pumped into the pulmonary valve to the pulmonary arteries, where it's then into the lungs. Once it gets to the lungs, oxygen is present, causing the blood to be oxygenized. It then travels back through the pulmonary veins, back into the left atrium, down to the left ventricle, pumped through the aortic valve to the aorta to the rest of the body. That is systemic circulation. The great vessels of the heart are, although it's not visible from the posterior side, the pulmonary veins are only visible on the back side of the heart, which is hard to see here, but it's in the back. And here we have the aorta right there, and then we have the here is the brachiocephalic artery. Then we have the pulmonary trunk, which is over here, which leads into the lungs, and then we have the superior and the
oxygenated blood then comes back through the pulmonary vein to the left atrium and down the bicuspid/mitral valve to the left ventricle, and then to the aortic valve and out to the body.
The chordae tendineae holds the AV valves in place while the heart is pumping blood. A heart attack occurs when the artery gets clogged. That means there's no more blood flowing through.
So this is the intraventral septum. It is the strout of the wall separating the ventricles of the lower chambers of the heart from one another. And this is the intraventral sulcus.
Here is the tricuspid valve. The tricuspid valve prevents backflow from the blood from the right ventricle to the right atrium. The bicuspid valve is here. The bicuspid valve regulates blood flow from the left atrium to the left ventricle.
Through the right side of the heart, it goes into the pulmonary arteries, which take blood away, and the pulmonary valve is in there. It then comes back, and we also have the aorta right here, and the aortic valve just underneath it on the left side of the heart.